Good morning, New Life. It's great to be here with you for Community in Context. This is a time when we get to know some of the others in our church. And this morning, I'm super excited to be with my nephew, Brett Campbell. And Brett, man, your story is so inspiring to me. Just knowing you in high school, you were an incredible athlete, went undefeated as a wrestler for 2 years, got a scholarship to wrestle at Oklahoma University, and then ended up having too many concussions and being not able to wrestle anymore. And God used those circumstances in your life to draw you to himself. I'd love for you to tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so after I couldn't wrestle anymore, I kind of lost my identity because I had it in wrestling. And so when that was stripped away from me, I was, kind of just clueless and just started living the college lifestyle and doing whatever everyone else was doing. And it ultimately just left me broken and empty. And I remember I got invited to a church service about a year ago. And after the church service, I just remember being in my car and praying. And I just started crying. I was like, God, I know that I don't deserve to be forgiven. I know that I recognize my sin for what it was, and that I needed Jesus, that I needed him to take my place because I could never be good enough. And God really spoke to me in that moment, and I could hear it so clearly. And I was like, God, I want to give you my life. Like, I want to serve you for the rest of my life for what you've done. And ever since that moment, it's just been an awesome, roller coaster. I've just had grown so much spiritually, just had so much peace and joy, and being able to share that with others. And so I want to share a verse that has really helped me since that moment, just keep growing since then, whether it was last year when it happened or 6 months ago, or whether it's today. I can always just come back to this verse and know that God is going to use it in me. And it's Psalm 139, search me, O God, and know my heart. Try me and know my thoughts, and see if there be any grievous way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting. And so that's a prayer from David, but man, I want to pray like David, because just praying that prayer every morning can just really ask God to show me what he wants to work on that day. And I'm constantly just, being convicted of different things that it's a never-ending journey, but it is an awesome one to take. So
wow, man, that's super encouraging to hear. And I know there's probably people listening to this and others that are at a place where they're wondering if they should follow Jesus. And so if you were to have an opportunity to speak with somebody who was kind of questioning, should I follow Jesus or not? What are some of the things you'd tell them?
Yeah, so I would tell them that they probably have their hope in something. And for me, it was wrestling, but for others, it might be just a person. People can always fail you. It might be in money, but you can't take that when you die. And it could be in your job, but with 2020, we know that isn't always secure. So with Jesus, you never have to fear for any of that, because he will be with you when you die. He'll never let you down, and he's always going to be there right next to you. And so if you put your hope and faith in him, you can have that peace and security, knowing that anything in this world is going to fade away, but Jesus, he's always going to be there for you. So you'll never regret that decision.
Wow, that is good. I think we got to get you on the preaching schedule here pretty soon. So one of the things we want to talk about in this is how reading the scriptures, the Bible, every single day helps us to grow. And I know you're a buddy of mine on YouVersion, and we kind of see each other's progress back and forth. But what are some of the things that you've enjoyed about the Bible app, YouVersion?
Yeah, I've enjoyed a lot of things, but one of the best things is that even though I'm in Oklahoma, I can still do devotionals with friends or family members and kind of see what they get from a devotional and what I get from a devotional, and we can kind of still connect even though we're away from each other. And then also just if I forget to read my Bible one day or whatever, I might see you post a verse image and it reminds me, and I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't do my devotional today. And it's just a great reminder. So
man, that's so good. So one of the things as a church going into January of 2021 is we would love to help everyone know how to have meaningful quiet time with the Lord every day. And so we have made a page on our website, newlifecity.church/devotions, that you can go to and learn more about it. There's a place to journal. There's a place to get some of the key passages to read, and also a version that'll show you how to just use YouVersion. So, man, I'm so glad that you were here today. Glad that we were able to have this conversation. Thanks for joining us for Community Context.